and Armenian diaspora.
Of implementation of different projects of Italian companies in Armenia will create basis for that, and we hope that this will happen very soon, and organized representativeness of Italian business companies in Armenia will be a second next step to develop our business relationship.
Signor Ministro, what about exhibition sector in Armenia? What is the biggest exhibition in Armenia?
Exhibition.
We organize that kind of exhibitions and for different specific topics. Few months ago, we had in Armenia Pro Expo, which was mainly focused on agricultural processed products, representation to all the interested parties. But these are regularly organized during the year. Probably the main event is that Pro Expo exhibition, which is usually organized once a year, early autumn. But also there are others that can be presented to your attention for participation and also having impression of what can be produced in Armenia and how can be invested in different sectors in different in economy.
And if I may, we have several exhibitions. We have DigiTech annual exhibition in our country, and it's connected with the digital technologies. And as the Minister said in his presentation, IT sector is most rapidly growing sector in our country, and we have many festivals in our country connected with tourism. We have wine festivals in different regions because we have many kinds of different wines. We have barbecue festivals, etc. We have industrial exhibition in our country, and now I guess that very soon we will have as well exhibition in textile, and which is very important. Our goal, and the process is underway, to gain textile production in the high price level, and it is very important for us. And as was said, now we have some concrete investment projects from Italy producing high price clothing for European brands, and I think this move process will be continued.
To respond to your question on the relations between trade fairs, and let me underline also the role of each independent agency, because thanks to the contribution and support of İTEK, we invite dozens of Armenian entrepreneurs every year to participate actively in Italian trade fairs, starting from Italy or ceramics. And it is ongoing these days in Armenia, a technical mission from Mac Fruit to invite Armenian entrepreneurs to bring their products and cooperate with Mac Fruit in Italy.
Buonasera a tutti, sono Cristian Marcos e manager di Sartis. Ringrazio il ministro Ter-Petrosian per aver dato voce all'apertura del nostro nuovo stabilimento e il primo ministro Nikol Phashinyan che ha inaugurato il nuovo stabilimento il 1 novembre a Yerevan, nella capitale armena. Adesso mi sono preparato un piccolo discorso, prepare un short paper per ringraziare la delegazione armena e lo Stato e incentivare con la nostra esperienza gli investimenti in un paese dove noi possiamo fare da oltre 10 anni. Dear all, first of all, we would like to express our gratitude and thankfulness for the provided opportunity. The label made in Armenia is a right example of the fact to underline the potential of Armenia to produce luxury clothing is possible. Sartis was born in 2009 in the city of Varangor. There was a former textile district during the period of Soviet Union. By the way, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the factory was left and definitively closed. Taking the advantage of the opportunities, the immediate contact with Italian companies was established. In this way, putting the beginning of the process. This period coincided with the first sign of difficulties in the Romanian market, which was caused by the lack of workers and increase of the labor cost. One of the initial difficulties were the 6 border pass from Italy to Armenia. In total, 3,800 kilometers. In consequence, the new transport system was developed as it was for Romania. So, initially, there were only 2 factories with only 30 employees in Bangalore. All the required machinery was imported, and since being the first phase of the production, there was lack of know-how. Successfully, from Italy, our textile from Italy gave the support in this question, and soon Armenian workers acquired the necessary skills. Now, we can proudly state that we established 2 factories with 1,700 workers. Later, in 2013, the 3rd factory was born in another location, provided more than the 300 working place to the people. And this was not the last stop. We move on during this year, investing our force and strength, working passionately, and in 2019 we opened our 4th factory named Sartex, currently having 500 workers there. Total capacity is going to achieve to 3,000 places until 2022. In total, our forecast is having a total of 5,000 places in all Armenia. The first factory started, as I say, was opened on 1st November in Yerevan in the presence of the minister that we thank again. Here are the famous Italian brands with whom we collaborate, such as Moncler, Venezia, Maxmara, and so on. We produce 800,000 clothing items per year in Armenia, claiming to achieve 1 million per year, equal to 1 million of market value in total. According to us, thank you again, and we are positive investment aspect for investing in Armenia. Important artisan and professional skill of worker for Armenia. We have support from the Armenian government for the investors, collaborate with customers. In conclusion, we thank again all of you and appreciate the reaction.
Know about the development plan of infrastructure infrastructural projects such as road and railway in Armenia? And about my passion, what about the potentiality to grow the wine production in Armenia, which is, everybody must know, Armenian wine, one of the best in the world.
As far as Armenian wines are concerned, I'm thankful to you to mention that, because I wouldn't dare to say that Armenian wines are best in the world in Italy, to be honest. Thank you very much. And about infrastructure, this year we have already done a recorded amount of way construction in our country. And next year we are going to make renew even more distance of roads in our country, because of course unfortunately we had not very good quality of roads, but now things are improving very rapidly and visibly, and this process will continue. And of course the big major project of constructing highway north-south is underway, and we will continue that project as well. And to be honest, in our country we have a huge potential in winemaking, because of course Armenian wines are very popular in many countries, but due to because of the huge increase in our tourism sector, now we aren't able to increase the level of export of wine from our country. But a new branch of winemaking is emerging in Armenia, and it is very interesting phenomenon. It is about so-called fruit wines. It is like a new product in Armenia, and this year we have huge increase in the export of fruit wines, up to 46% growth in export. And what is very interesting, this product is very popular in China. And to be honest, now we unfortunately we aren't able to fulfill all expectations of Chinese market, because we, as you could guess, yeah. But it is also very interesting field for investment, for foreign investment. I'm not sure if there is a fruit wine in Italy or not, but it can seem very strange. But now we have recently I tested, and I assured that it is very interesting product. Wine from granite, from pomegranate, wine from apple. Wine from Queens. Wine from Queens, and it is something in innovation in winemaking, and really rapidly growing sector, and with huge potential for future. And thank you for your question, because it was an opportunity to invite your attention on this newly emerging sector in Armenian economy.
It is with great pleasure that I take the opportunity to and to be able to speak to all of you, although briefly, to emphasize both the importance that Sparkle attributes to Armenia and the excellent collaboration developed with local partners, starting with ЮКО. Sparkle is a full owned by the team Electrification Group. It's the first international service provider in Italy and the 8th worldwide. It puts a proprietary fiber optic network that extends across Europe, Africa, and the Americas and Asia for about 530,000 kilometers. Just to give you an idea, a distance of almost 1.5 to 1 that separates the Earth from the Moon. Sparkle offers a complete range of ICT solutions through a sales force active on a global scale and directly present in 33 countries. We are pleased to participate, especially because we recently opened a point of national presence in Yerevan, in partnership with ЮКО, the fastest provider of fixed and mobile services in Armenia, a hub country in the Caucasus region, which is particularly interesting for us. The new point of presence is fully integrated with Sparkle service called CECOM, among the top 10 in the world, to provide high-speed internet connectivity with the highest level of availability, security, and resilience. Finally, I want the opportunity to convey the greetings of our CEO, Mr. Mario Di Mauro, to His Excellency, the Prime Minister, Mr. Nikola Phashinyan, to His Excellency, the Minister Ter-Petrosian, sorry for the pronunciation, to Her Excellency, the Ambassador Bagdasarian to the United States, and all the authorities present, as well as the intention of the State Sparkle to present itself as an accelerator of the development of digital value-added services in the country and in the region. Finally, I would like to remind you that Sparkle offers partnership and consulting services aimed at encouraging and accompanying operators already present in the Armenian market and those interested in developing their presence in the country and in all areas. Thank you so much.
Hi. So firstly, congratulations on the success of the post-peaceful revolution. That's an incredible success. And congratulations on the purge of corrupt officials and also the restructuring some of the rotten structure that was there. One of the hard yards to maintain against negative influence is post-revolution and setting up structures, judicial and political structures, in order to ensure that it doesn't relapse or that other negative influences that were previously there come back. So what are the additional safeguards? Judicial, democratic, structural to guard against relapse. Second of all, what's the extension to civil society? And all of this is summing up for long-term guarantees on investments and the attractiveness of investments as far as political stability, judicial stability is concerned.
Thank you. As I said, the implementation of reform agenda is a real priority for us, and we have comprehensive and enhanced partnership agreement with the European Union, and actually the European Union became our primary partner in the reformation process. And it is very important to state that our cooperation with the European Union would allow us to create a judiciary system, electoral system, and governance system in accordance to the European standards. And it is our real aspiration. And what is very important to state, there is no any difference between our intentions, our minds, our real intentions, and our public statements. And I hope it is visible. And there is another very important information that you should know. After our Velvet Revolution, we started a huge anti-corruption campaign, and several and many criminal cases were started against officials, former officials. And what is very important, now we have already many criminal cases, not many, but several criminal cases against current officials, acting officials. It is very important to know because it shows our intention to fight not only former corruption, but also present corruption. And it shows our very firm position on fighting and eradicating corruption from our country. And in this whole process, we have no single case of redistribution of property. And that also shows that we have principled position on protecting the human rights and particularly the rights on property, because it is very important for us to show to foreign investors that our intention and our atmosphere and our reality is fully supportive for right on property and in all internationally known rights. So the guarantee, but first guarantee is the trust of our people toward government, and they gave us very strong mandate to make a real difference in our country, not only domestically, but in terms of Armenia's international image, and we determined to use that mandate effectively and until the end, without any expenses. Thank you.
Again, on Europe, there is also, let's say, economic side of that. This year, Armenia has become a deep partnership partner of the European Union. What are your expectations now about that partnership? I mean, I think you have been and you will go again to Brussels. What do you expect from the European Union as a whole? And the twin question is, as you are heading for this year the Eurasian Economic Union presidency, there was recently some speaking about the possibility that the two organizations could have a sort of mutual recognition. That till now was not the case because of the European responsibility. Do you have some recent news about these rumors or possible steps? Thanks.
Let me begin from end. Really, Armenia is a chair country in the Eurasian Economic Union. I'm very glad to state that our chairmanship in the Eurasian Economic Union was very successful because we have managed to sign the free trade agreement with Singapore, with Serbia, recently was signed agreement with Organization of African Countries. The free trade agreement went into force with Iran, and it creates a huge opportunities for investment in Armenia. And our cooperation with European Union is about increasing the standard, economic standard, political standard, and to match it with the European Union standards. And it it is also very important for us, very important agenda, and we will continue this work. But you name the opportunities on cooperation between the European Union and the Eurasian Union as rumors, but I think it is inevitable because in 21st century it isn't possible to have real development without cooperation. European Union is a huge economic space, Eurasian Union is a huge economic space, and now I know that there are many leaders in the European Union that would want to have such a situation, and I can say definitely that many leaders, if not all leaders of Eurasian Economic Union, are willing to have new relations with the European Union and create some kind of Eurasian cooperation from Lisbon to the Vladivostok, and from east to west, and from north to south. And of course, we are, as a close partner of European Union and member of Eurasian Union, we are very supportive of that idea, and we will push that idea, and we will try to have some solution, to have some kind of breakthrough, even knowing that it isn't a very easy task to solve. But of course, I'm sure that we are going toward this goal to solve this situation and to have general settlement and general regulations in relations between the Eurasian Union and European Union. Thank you.
Buonasera a tutti, la mia domanda in italiano, scusate, mi chiamo Armand, sono qua con i miei collaboratori, siamo un gruppo di consulenza nella moda, per la costruzione di una collezione anche di gruppo prodotto. Abbiamo più o meno più di 40 clienti, lavoriamo in generale con i mercati turchi, coreani, cinesi. Però dopo quest'anno, quando sono stato in Armenia, sono stato fortunato di vedere le fabbriche che ci sono lì, da grandi come Alex Textile, oppure piccole realtà come Melante Jersey. Ci interessa tantissimo il mercato sia per la qualità che per i prezzi. Noi vorremmo organizzare un viaggio per portare quasi tutti i nostri clienti che ce l'abbiamo in Armenia per far conoscere il mercato il prodotto che offre il mercato in Armenia. A chi possiamo rivolgerci per capire come organizzare questo viaggio?
Immediately after our discussion and meeting, I'll give you my contacts of my colleagues, and will provide all the information about the existing companies and also the potential that is there. So we'll be in touch and exchange all the information.
Okay, thank you.
Espongo l'italiano ogni volta. La riprova del miglior successo dei rapporti politici bilaterali è quello che non c'è bisogno di passare dall'ambasciata, va direttamente sul ministro. Tenga presente che siamo veramente felici di seguire le imprese italiane, facciamo con impegno e anche con passione, quindi non essere valenziati del canale B.
Good afternoon. Thank you everyone who organized this very beautiful initiative. Firstly, I very like the movement of Armenia, that Armenia seems that developing throughout the world.
being a part of the Eurasian Union, it develops strongly with all other partners as well, which brings Armenia to its historical role, being the crossroad of East and West. I would like to ask about another sector that I believe Armenia has a potential, what are the perspectives of alternative energy development, like solar energy and wind energy?
We have, we will discuss that issue today. We have really ongoing projects that are in that sector. We have currently different investment opportunities that are open for private sector different investors now are in discussions with the Ministry of Energy to participate in upcoming tenders. Yes, thank you. And that information is public, is available. Again, I'll ask your contacts to provide all the necessary information. And the other important direction you mentioned was about the high-tech technologies that relate to different spheres of the science and also economy. There are many companies in Armenia that are very deeply engaged in that very important process. Again, I'll give you the necessary contacts to be in touch with them and find all the necessary information for you to be involved and discuss the potential that exists there. One I can mention directly, this is the first project which is fund for foundation which has that kind of specific project developed currently as an accelerator and also field ecosystem that different startups can try to be realized there. This will be a specific example and I'll give you more information on that.
Buonasera, sono Angelo Cassone, mi volevo riallacciare al discorso, scusate faccio la domanda in italiano, al discorso delle aziende di abbigliamento, credo che siamo insieme nello stesso gruppo. Volevo chiedere, avendo avuto conoscenza diretta del fatto che ci sono aziende che hanno delle tecnologie all'interno, ma ci sono pochi tecnici specializzati nell'utilizzo di queste tecnologie. Quindi io volevo chiedere se esistono delle scuole di preparazione dei tecnici intermedi specializzati da un punto di vista tessile e da un punto di vista di formazione di abbigliamento. Grazie.
Thank you for your question. In recent years, we have UNIDO project in Armenia that is very specifically focused on development issues related to clothing production. And the interesting thing, and observations there, interesting thing is that the advising company that is engaged in the consultancy process is Italian company. And they are in Armenia for 3 years. And currently also we have extension of that project. And by different training programs, we try to cover all the important issues that relate to quality and qualification developments of existing domestic companies. Yes, there is such a project, and the Italian advisory company is the Carpoli project. And Ambassador Helski providing the information that the company is from Milan.
Good evening, President. My name is Massimiliano Magarini, and
in one of the startup in Milan and cooperative in Polytechnic of Milan. My question, the vision for the future, Armenia, new reality, other for a larger market. Interested your country, the vision for sustainability, smart cities, and digital transformation. Example, interested, connected for research center, university, incubator center, because that interest for transfer know-how and cooperation for the project, for the innovative vision. Thank you.
After forming our government, we have declared that one of the main goals of our government is transform Armenia as a technological country. And we believe, and it is fact, we have all necessary preconditions for that, because I mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, that IT sector is most rapidly growing sector in our economy. And of course, by the way, we have very good traditions as well, because Armenia was kind of Silicon Valley of Soviet Union. First computer in Soviet Union was created in Armenia and had Armenian name, ΝΑΕΒ. But due to collapse of the Soviet Union, this project stopped. And so now we have started a reform process in education, and our main goal is to fit our educational system for technological country. And I mean not only universities, not only schools, but also but preliminary schools as well. So our intention is to make technological education like an educational trend in our country. And this process is going on, and the fact is that our young generation is very keen to be involved in technological process in IT sector. Another huge sector and priority is digitalization of public services, etc. By the way, recently we have established a new ministry specifically for that reason. Now we have a Ministry of High-Tech in our country, and it was established 3 or 4 months ago, and to push to lead this whole process. And of course we will follow this strategy, because technologies nowadays are important for anything. Agriculture. It isn't possible to have real development in our agriculture without technological innovation in our agriculture. And we think that technologies should be present in everywhere, in governance, in education, in agriculture, in textile, in tourism, etc. Because why our touristic sector is growing so rapidly? There are several reasons, but one of the most important reasons is that many touristic companies are attracting tourist clients through the technologies, through internet, through the social network, etc. So it isn't possible to have real economic growth, any increase of quality without new technologies. So technologies, innovations, and education is on the top of our vision, and we will follow this way.
name is Bar Hermes. I represent a group of company, a network of companies of nursery outgrowth. And is a network of companies and the professionals that offer a range of knowledge and the services that investors, private and public, go towards the right direction in the horticulture sector and nursery. Before I talk about the importance of increase of technology for agriculture, and we are able to realize the nurseries for vegetables, seedling, for transplantation, and the fresh market vegetable production in greenhouses. Our services are feasibility study, design, construction, organizational technical know-how, software system for production and management, startup assistance. I think we are all the group of technicians for some good project in agriculture with innovation and new technology.
Ambassador, what would you say about previous question?
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Actually, I wanted to praise your support and the Minister of Economy's support with companies. And during the business forum we held in Yerevan in June last, with the participation of all Prime Minister and Minister, one segment was dedicated to smart cities, which is very new and in the meantime very promising and very interesting. So I strongly recommend companies to look at the European market, even in that specific sector. And please note also that there are ongoing relations between the Polytechnic of Milan, ENEA, and the University of Architecture of Yerevan, again on the specific subject of smart cities and the cities of the future. Thank you.
And I would like to say something on agriculture. As Minister said in his presentation, Armenia is exporting huge amount of fresh food, but unfortunately we have no enough export of fresh food to Europe. And it is something that should be fixed, I think. And there is a very important and specific topic on that. I know that in Italia you have many good fruits, etc. But you should know that best apricot in the world is in Armenia. And by the way, in Latin, apricot name is Armenica vulgaris. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it is Armenian apple or Armenian fruit. Plum? Okay. And so I would like to invite your attention on Armenian apricot, which is really best in the world. And there can be some investment on creating creating new apricot gardens in Armenia, and to export apricot to Italy and to Europe. And by the way, we are intending to make Armenia a country with the organic agriculture. And our goal here also is to have high quality agricultural product and fruits as well, fruits, vegetables, and etc.
Buon pomeriggio, mi occupo di rifiuti. Volevo sapere l'Armenia a che punto era con il trattamento del terreno degli impianti esistenti, se era pro alle discariche contro i termovalorizzatori, cioè in che modo si posiziona l'Armenia in questo mondo?
Thank you for your question, because it is a very important issue for us. Unfortunately, we have not yet vast management capacities in our country, and we are searching for a partner, for investors to make investment on that in our country, because we have a huge amount of garbage, but we have no vast management. And I would invite all companies to have some research in our country and to be informed about opportunities on that. It is very important for us because especially now when tourism is growing very rapidly, we need to get rid from a huge amount of waste. Thank you.
Hello, I'm an Armenian girl born in Milan, and I have a question as follows. Given that education is the basis to have an enduring democratic civil society contributing to a country's growth, are there any concrete plans for establishing business schools that can keep the bright brains within Armenia? I'm asking this question because there might be some Italian educational institution rated among the best schools in the world that might have an interest to establish or cooperate in the creation of a post-grad business school program. Thank you.
As I said already, education is absolute priority for us. And now we are in the process of creating a new strategy, national strategy, and we have put there as a strategic goal to make education a national lifestyle. Because education isn't important only for children or young generation, but I think that education is a continuing process for whole life, not only for children, but for adults as well, but most importantly for professionals as well, because it isn't possible to stay professional without continuation of education. For minister, for prime minister, for high officials, it's more important to be involved in an everyday education process. And so any project on education is very important. And now we have started a program in Armenia with name Work Armenia, because now we have a problem in our country. We have many workplaces, but we have sometimes we have problem with poverty, and we found out that the poverty sometimes is connected with the absence of skills of poor people. And now we are starting the process, educational process, to prepare to make those people more competitive in the work market, to support them to be employed, and or to start some business activities. And now we have several programs to provide cheap loans to those people. But first, before providing loans, we need to start educational program to prepare them to have their own business projects. And business school, new initiatives on education are very important for us, because we are in the process of reforming our higher education system as well. And of course, the establishment of new business schools with new business culture and with new educational views are very important for us, and we will be very interested in such kind of cooperation.
Okay, I think we can close it here. I just wanted to thank you, everyone. It's been an honor for Medibanca to help organizing this event, and I'm sure this visit to Italy will bear its fruits and will lead to more cooperation between the two countries. Indeed, whatever today identifies a clear path towards acceleration growth in the country. So we wanted to thank, first of all, each and Dr. Marta for helping us. Thank you very much.